Hello, my name is Missy DePiro. I like to make stuff out of other stuff. It's been a while since my coat that I ordered in New York, so now we have another duvet cover off my bed that I'm not going to turn into a coat because I'm headed to Italy soon and it's very, very warm there, much like it is in Florida right now. So let's make something that I can wear in Rome to roam about. And so that's what I'm doing today. So as I said, I'm taking a bit of a Roman holiday this summer, so why not make this 1956 jumper with a skirt? How cute is that? Reminiscent of the one that I made to Cabo, which was a huge success. And that way I can have a nice, clean play outfit for the skirt on for dinner. This is 1956. I am not intending to wear heavy undergarments, so we'll have to figure out how to make this fit my body, which I tend to do. So let's go ahead and see if all the pieces are here, and let's see what size we're playing with here. This is Simplicity 25-27, like I said, from 1956. It's a size 14, which is perfect. It's a 34-inch bust, which means it's gonna be a little bit more giving and I can play and take it back in. So let's take the pieces out and get to work. I've never actually opened this pattern before, and I was actually quite pleasantly surprised that not only does it fit, but the pieces are all there. Usually they're not. Because this is a different fabric than that, should I make the Playsuit out of this pattern and then the skirt out of that? That might be cute. Is it too cutesy? I guess I don't have to decide until later. Although this is awfully thin fabric, could I get away with it being one-sided? It's not too bad. That might be really cute. Maybe that's the lining on the inside of the skirt. Wouldn't that be fun to just kind of see flowing through? Maybe I'll do that. I kind of really like that idea. Well, let's see how much fabric we have. I think this is a queen size duvet cover. I decided to lie the pattern pieces out on this side, the checkerboard side, because I wanted to match those checks and I wasn't as concerned about matching the giant floral patterns. I did have to open up some of the pieces, and so I think my patterns might have gotten off just a little bit because of that. So I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. I'm going to try to make the whole thing interchangeable. I mean, when I made my coat, the #1 comment I got was, I would have made it reversible. Well, you know, hindsight, you know, it was the only comforter I had at the time, so I didn't make it reversible. But I can make this reversible. Hopefully I cut it out okay. It got a little tricky towards the end. I won't know until I watch it back if I turn my checkers around. So anyway, I cut everything. Let's go ahead and layer out on my dress form and see what we got. So this one's technically the back, but I did cut this one correctly where that stripe goes down the middle. So I'm going to turn this into the front and make the other side the back. Oh, how cute is that? So I'm going to make this the front since I don't have to recut it. Everything else I think looks really great color-wise, choice-wise. What do we think? What did we make? It's going to be cute. Maybe? Kinda love that. How cute is that? We'll see. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna put this together. So let's read some instructions. And yes, it did come with pockets. I think there's enough fabric to throw some pockets in there, I think. Pockets, pockets, pockets. I mean, I'll be carrying a purse, I'm sure. In fact, it's the same color. How cute is that? Ah! I even have my little Roman army guy from the last time I went last spring. Think on pockets. All right, directions. Need to clip the darts on the front, possibly the back. It does have some ties for the top. To think on if I want to do that step. Stitch up the shorts, add the pockets, attach the front to the back and the bottom to the top. All right, who needs instructions, right? Definitely not me. I guess I'll just throw a zipper in it somewhere. Doesn't really quite say where. And like always, I don't quite know if I want to put the pleats in there because it is an older size and these pants might just fit me. What I think I'm going to actually do is make one whole piece, make the second whole piece, and then attach them together at the top and the sides. And then maybe zip it up down the middle. But I'll leave these out here in case I need to do some pleating. So because this front's not quite the same front, I'm just going to have to eyeball these darts because it doesn't actually fit here properly. So we're just going to go ahead and eyeball some darts in here. The entire project is me always trying to decide if and how many darts to put in something. Of course, I made this a little bit more difficult for myself since this front piece doesn't match up to what the back looks like. So I had to just kind of, like I said, eyeball these darts and see if they're going to be in the right place. And I am always questioning how many darts to put in. And so that's just always the name of the game for these patterns, because I don't want to just aimlessly make something and not have it actually fit my body. So I always try to put the darts in after the fact and as little as possible, as you'll see. I had to see if this dart went below the breast or above. It looks like it goes above, so I think I'm good still there. So I think this is good. It's pretty cute. Because it's supposed to be the back, again, I might need to take this in a little bit before it comes up, but I am wearing puffy sleeves. Let's go ahead and just make the other half. So I went ahead and made sure to prepare the other side the same way, using the first side as a guide. And now I'm really contemplating how am I going to make this back side. Look at that piece. It doesn't match at all. Let's do the pants. Sometimes it's just best to push something aside and work on something else and allow it to ruminate, and then the answers will come, which is kind of the fun part about sewing, I think. The answers do eventually come. So I'm just preparing the pants, and I will try my best to match the pattern of these checks because, again, I just enjoy matching patterns. So I'm going to go ahead and match up these stripies. So they're not quite the same height. So we'll just go ahead and fudge it a little bit so that those match up right there to there. I left it a little bit long on both sides for this exact reason, so I could match the sides up, just like that. So I matched these two up pretty good. This top one didn't match up quite so well, which is strange to me, given where it was placed. So I might try again. Perfect. Let's see. Should I put pleats in there? Pleats might be cute. Let's give them a shot. Don't usually do it, but this fabric might be asking for it. I don't want to get too extreme with these pleats, mainly because I tend to fit these clothes a little tighter. Give it a pleat. See what happens. Maybe I should, just because that crotch is so long. So let's go ahead and give it 2 pleats. Why not? Let's get crazy. I want our backside to look better. Help it out with some pleating magic. Okay, what did we make? What did we accomplish? What did we learn today? Okay, that pleat's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. I don't hate those pleats. I think that's pretty cute. All right, let's see now. The front, however, gosh, can I afford a pleat in the front? I don't know. Should we go for broke? Should we pleat the front? Let's do it. Oh gosh, I don't know about 2 pleats though. Oh, am I pushing it with 2? Oh, I don't know. It looked cute on the other side. Let's see, which one would I rather have? Closest, furthest. Let's try furthest. How not to sew by Missy DePiro. The reason I think it actually will be cute is because this is a very structured checker here. Now it's gonna take it in some. Okay, that's a cute pleat. can I afford to do another? I think I'm gonna stick with just the one. I don't know if I have enough room to do a second, but it just adds a little bit of extra going in on the side. I think that's plenty. Okay, woo. All right, so let's go ahead and stitch up. Just stitch up this crotch. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what we made. But first, I have to make sure that these are gonna be level. One side is taller than the other. There we go. Okay, that'll be fine. Oh my gosh, is that ever cute? I think these are adorable. You wanna see? Everybody stay together. Okay. Oh, I think it's really cute. Look at my short. Isn't it cute? Once that's stitched up. Oh, I think it's really cute. I don't think I can afford another dart, but I'm very happy with the 3 darts I made. Let's make another pant leg. Let's keep our act together. Because I put the darts in after I stitched up the pant leg, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same steps again, mainly because I really don't want to accidentally put them in the wrong spot because I had already stitched it up. So I'm just gonna do the same order in what we just did. Now, do I put these together? Let's put them together. I can't wait. Okay, moment of truth. What did we make? I made shorts. Let's see here. There's still room. Go up probably a little bit higher than they would have. There's going to be another pair of shorts under them, so that's good to know. There's plenty of room for the zipper. Almost enough for me to put another pleat in. I think I actually could get away with another pleat now that I've pulled them up. I just never want them to be too small. They're pretty perfect. Could just take the sides in a little bit more, but actually I think I could maybe get away with another pleat. So maybe we just couch it and go ahead and put the other pair of shorts together and then try to figure out how I'm gonna put the top together with the bottom. So hey, at least I've got a start. I think they're adorable. They're gonna be perfect. They're not too small. That's all I'm worried about ever. So I can always just start taking them up the sides. I could just take up a couple more darts in there. I just never want to go too dart heavy and then look like, you know, pouchy. So anyway, let's go ahead and put together the other half of these shorts. Following the same silly steps. Happy with those, very happy. Don't have to match the patterns nearly as much. They're florals, but they might be upside down. Who's to say? But who is to say? Who's ever to say? So we'll just get going. I am glad I took the time to make every step the same that I did when I made these because all of my darts really did line up really well in the end. They're okay. I mean, it was the 60s. Pretty cute. When I first started making these, the floral side was probably my least favorite. It just felt very juniorish. It felt kind of a little off. Okay, what happens if I put these together? This side is so much shorter. I think I'm going to stitch the bottom of the legs together and pull them through. That's what I'm going to do. Also part of sewing is making really silly mistakes. There's a lot of construction and 3D models going on here. I somehow thought if I put these pant legs together and stitch them up, I could just flip this thing inside out and then have everything perfectly aligned. I honestly don't know why I thought that. I spent an incredible amount of time trying to figure out how to flip these in back right sides together. I am struggling so much. I'm just thinking, there's gotta be a way, there's gotta be a way. Did I stitch these inside out? What am I doing? What's wrong? I finally realized that I had to pull a stitch in order to get these to actually follow through. So I took essentially the crotch stitch out of the floral pattern so that I could pull these through, and then went ahead and stitched it back up. I left that in there because that's part of it. It's part of the learning process of construction, just figuring it out. Whew, that was harder than it needed to be. These are actually pretty cute. I know I have shorts on underneath still, but Oh, these are actually pretty cute. They're really comfy. Boy, those are a lot more difficult to make than I don't know what I was thinking. Still had to pull something through something. But I did it. I got there. It was in fact longer than the other, and so I had to go through and just fix that. Again, just because I eyeball things, sometimes I have to go back in and actually measure with a measuring tape. Now what? Now I guess I gotta get this top together. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna close this thing. So it's got bows coming all the way around it. So let's cut that out. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna cut ribbon. Bias binding, huh? Interesting. Oh, it goes around the armhole. That's interesting. So there's a piece that just kind of goes here, or that just folds over. It's the armhole, under the armhole, that then ties up. That's cute. Interesting. Well, that'll be easy to go over top of both sides. And then find something for under the armhole that then ties up. I suppose I could use this. Ooh, could I use a finished side? Oh, that'd be something if I could use a finished seam. I might just. Ooh, that's a lot. That's great. Just have to do my own thing. Go figure. So as the instructions said, they used bias tape, and I decided to go ahead and use the finished edge of the duvet cover to actually make my own finishes. I like to see the suggested ideas from the pattern and then use the pieces that I have available to me from there. So the bows that I end up making are way thicker than the ones on their jumper. So next I need to take care of the back of that jumper. So I decided to go ahead and cut the piece up the middle and then trim it out because I decided that I would zip up all the way up the back. From here I'm attaching the front to the back on the sides, and then I have to decide what I've got from there. Looks like it's going to work out. Trimming out the armholes a little bit more, again, because this is all just a design that I made off the top of my head. And now I'm gonna put those darts in the back because there was plenty of space to put them in. From there, I decided I'd go ahead and make the second top because I'm still in my own head, back of my head, trying to figure out how I'm going to actually finish all of this. So I decided to do the pieces that I knew I could do because it was the same steps. When it came to attaching the top to the bottom, one thing I noticed, obviously, is the darts all lined up and made sense together. So here we go. I decided to put those extra darts in there. I put the second layer of darts in because I needed to line the darts up to the top to the bottom. Again, when you're making things on site and not actually following directions, you tend to not realize why things are the way they are. But it worked out perfectly. I put the darts in the exact right spot. I've stitched this all the way around, and then I'm gonna try it on. Oh, and I'm so excited that it worked. Time to do the second half. Time for zipper. Now this is an interesting case study I've got here. I don't have a double-sided zipper. And so what I decided was I would put a zipper in on one side and then troubleshoot from there. Well, I decided to go ahead and put two zippers in. So it's a hidden zipper, so the clasp on it's nice and pretty. It's actually not so bad having two zippers in there. It didn't bulk it up. I can actually just have one zipped up at a time. And I also decided to stitch both of the zippers together so that it's not open, so it stays closed. It's, I don't know, probably the first time I did a double zipper like that because there's no Joann's or anywhere to go to get a zipper right away. It was just, again, improvising, and part of the fun is the improvisation. It worked! So this is what what I was talking about by stitching the two zippers together. I just pinned them up the sides and then just stitched right along the same stitches that I did originally with the zipper. After that, it was time to place the binding that they're calling the binding tape at the top. I placed it on the floral side, not realizing that I actually misaligned the checker side. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that back apart and fix that. I just would have been annoyed with that. This is gonna be so cute. I'm threading some ribbon through that'll tie on either side. I'm so excited about it. I think it's adorable. What are we gonna do here? Is that gonna be weird? Should it be like this? It's gonna be so lovely. It is nighttime. It's the same night. I just went ahead and changed into my pajamas. And now I am getting that, I guess, ribbon ready to place on the sides so that I can tie it up along the sides. So I trimmed it out, I stitched it up, I flipped it inside out, I ironed it, and now I'm just placing those pieces on. I tied it up, and that's gonna be my day. It is day 2, and my jumper is all but complete. I'm super proud of it. Oddly enough, the darts end up working out really great and had hit a perfect seam, even though I didn't think I was gonna put those darts in till like the very, very, very end. And then I realized I needed them to make the top fit. And the front was the back, so there was a lot going on there. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Anyway, because I end up improvising with these giant bows at the top, I don't really wanna put a tie around the waist. What I think I wanna do is finish the bottom completely and then see how to wrap it around the body and figure out what to do from there. And I'm pretty sure I have enough fabric. What it's looking like at the moment, I haven't even touched it, so let's get started. I think I might as well just stitch up the sides too, because, I'm going to stitch up the sides. Why not? And that's about how my decision process goes. So I went ahead and stitched the bottom together and the sides. After pressing it all out, it was time to drape on the dress form. What I kind of actually just really want to do is just have these clip on the side with buttons. So I can just have it just make poofy hips. I don't know, is that what other people want out of their lives? Probably not, but I think that I just love the idea of this just clipping on. I kept it quite open. I don't know, it's kind of dramatic. Kind of love it. So let's see. How about I try on my other jumper and see how this thing sits to know how to finish it and if I even love it after making this crazy monstrosity. But I do think it works both ways. I think it does work just fine being double-sided with those pleats. So let me try on my jumper and see if this is even a thing and if I have to take anything apart. Got my jumper on, moment of truth. See what happens if I put a skirt on with it. I think it's precious. Now, see now, if it closed off more, oh, that just looked crazy. That's ugly. I really want to just know how much I close this off. I think I'm closing it off the right amount. I really wasn't feeling good about it. I wasn't happy, and so I realized it was just too long. It's the length. It needs to be shorter. So back to the drawing board I go. I didn't want to take the bottom apart because I had, or the sides for that matter, so I just cut the top off and went ahead and redraped it. I actually liked the draping better this time around as well. The last step is to just a band around the top. Well, that's it. Let's get dressed and hit the town. Here we go, day number 1. My sunglasses from the 50s. And at night, oh, isn't this just so precious? I actually think this is maybe my favorite, but you tell me which one is your favorite. There's day 2, catch a Vespa ride. Oh, that'd be so much fun. And evening, oh, I feel like Audrey Hepburn in this. I think it turned out really great. And there's actually more than 4 options if I change out the skirt. What do you think? Do you love it? Which one's your favorite? I can't decide now. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao for now.